Well, hello there, everybody. I'm going to make sure this one actually works this time. So, new to this, never done this before on StreamYard especially. I definitely just went live for 30 minutes, and there was no sound because my mic was muted. So, let me see. Live for 30 minutes, and there was no sound because my mic was muted. Yep, that sounds about right. Sounds good. And I better be the correct mic too. Well, sounded all right. Nope, it's not the right mic. It's not even plugged in. It wasn't plugged in. It's plugged in now. It's plugged in now. Did it update though? Let's find out. Plugged in now. Did it update though? Let's find out. I can't even tell. Can't even tell at this point. Plugged in now. Did it update though? Let's find out. All right. We are gonna go ahead and assume that it is using the correct mic right now. And it sounds okay. I want to be open and honest with everybody. So yeah, I definitely just went live for like 37 minutes. I feel like I touched on all my points. It was a good time. The mic was muted the whole time. So I went to go watch it back, see what it sounded like, and it wasn't there. So now there is sound. Hopefully it's that mic. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, looks like it's this mic. I think we're a success right here, boys. It's kind of in shambles right now, kind of down horrendous. But yeah, well, welcome to JB Sports Media. My name's Jared. This is episode 1 of my live streams, mini podcast type thing, whatever you want to call it. As you can tell by the title, why Giants fans should not give up hope. I spelled it home. I'm so down horrendous right now, dude. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to be more prepared next time. Also, learning point, just go ahead, right? Just go ahead for me and drop a comment, subscribe, drop a like. Give me suggestions, please. I need them, like I really do, because it's kind of down bad. But anyway, so what you can see right here is my face cam, and then my screen, my Twitter page right here. Follow me on Twitter. I made this for a school intro to sports media class. That's why it's like that, right? But I'm been talking a lot about the Giants on this channel anyway, so it works. It works. So yeah, I really don't have the best system so far of like what I want to show on the screen. So this is what I'm doing. So I can pull up tweets and videos and whatnot. Anyway, damn. So yeah, I ended the last stream 37 minutes in. I got everything that I needed to get done, but I'm also not gonna lie, I was getting a little tired. I'm pretty tired right now. I'm gonna try to bring the energy. I'm gonna try to keep it up. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick, try to bring some life into me. So, why Giants fans should not give up hope? Reason number 1, Daniel Jones. If you watched last night's game, or 2 nights ago's game, Thursday night's game, against the football team, and you thought that Daniel Jones was the issue, you were high, you weren't paying attention, you weren't watching the right game. 90.7 passing grade. Previous high was 79.5. 90.7 passing grade, that's passing. He went 9 for 95 in a tub on the ground. Should have had 2. CJ Board's holding call. Like, get that man off the field, dude. Just get him off the field. Why is CJ Board on there? He's the 6th wide receiver on the depth chart. He's not even that good of a kick returner. Like, man, why was Mans on the field? He didn't even need to touch the guy. Daniel would have made that play. CJ should have ran him like this and just like got in his way. That's what I would have done. Anyway, Daniel Jones played great. Played a fantastic game. Probably the best game. Like, it was probably his best game. Rookie year he had a couple really good games, but like if this was last season, this would have been his best game of last season. Absolutely. Should have been even better, Darius Slayton, if Darius Slayton had hands. If it's not right here, my mans cannot catch the ball. Or if that's like Kenny Golladay running that route, or Kadarius Toney running that route. Probably a touchdown, but that's completely different. And that's not reasons for optimism. This video is only reasons for optimism, why we should not give up hope. I'm not completely optimistic. I'm not blind. I know there are a lot of things that we shouldn't be optimistic about, and that can be a whole nother video. But we're positivity right now. That's all we're talking about. I'm going to try to talk about all positivity. So Daniel Jones, right? He needs to be the reason we win games. I've heard this said a lot. He may not be playing like in the last year and week 1, right? Maybe he didn't play to lose us the game, but he didn't do enough to win us the game. And that's what quarterbacks do, right? Eli Manning, when he was here, you could rely on Eli to put the team on his back that last drive of the game and go put the ball in the end zone or go get us in field goal range. Good quarterbacks find ways to win. Bad quarterbacks don't. And Daniel's kind of, on that note, he's in the bad. In career-wise. Yesterday, though, we lost that game. It was anything but Daniel's fault. Anything but. Dude balled out. And I had, people telling me that Daniel Jones sucks and that there are, 5 college quarterbacks right now better than him. Please show me who they are, bro. You are not going to tell me that Spencer Rattler is going to come in and be better than Daniel Jones right now. You're not going to tell me that Matt Corral or Malik Willis or Desmond Ridder or Sam Howell are going to come in and be better than Daniel Jones right now. You are tripping if you believe that's the case. It's not realistic to say that. I hate when people say that. Yes, is Daniel Jones, or no, Daniel Jones is not a top 16 quarterback in the league right now. He's right outside that. He's a top 20 quarterback in the league. Daniel Jones needs to make that jump in the top 12 to 16 range this year. And if he plays like he did last week, the rest of the season, I think that's pretty safe to say that he can. He will be in that range. He doesn't need to be a top 5 quarterback. Doesn't need to be a top 10 quarterback. He needs to be a top half of the league quarterback. If he turns out to be a top 10 quarterback, that's fantastic. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I think he has the tools to do it, right? He's 6'4", 6'5", right? He's not the strongest arm in the league, but he can make all the throws. Good deep ball accuracy. He's got the leadership qualities. He's smart. Smart as a person. As a player, he makes questionable decisions sometimes, and that's his biggest reason, right? Also got the legs, right? He's got the mobility. Fastest quarterback in the league. Top speed. Lamar Jackson who? Daniel Vick. That's right. He's got the tools. It's the decision-making and it's the ball security that hold him back. And he had good decision-making yesterday, and he had good ball security yesterday. And if he continues that through the season, you're going to see what his upside is. You're going to see what kind of quarterback I think he can become. And that brings me to point number 2 of why I think we should be optimistic. And it's the talent that we've had. Influx of talent. Dave Gettleman has not been perfect. He's been far from perfect. I'd say he's been underwhelming, below average as a GM over the past 3 years. Look at the players we've added in the past 2 off seasons and drafts. Andrew Thomas struggled first half of rookie year. started playing better. Played pretty good week 1. I think PFF Giants has this. Yep, week 1. 0 sacks allowed and 43 passing snaps. Pretty good, right? I'm sure he let up some pressures, right? He didn't let up any sacks. That doesn't mean pressures or QB hits. Certainly good. Or better than what we expect. I think the lines are better than we expected. Losing Nick Gates is not going to be fun. That's a leader. That's the flexio of the interior line right there. You saw him playing left guard yesterday after moving from center for Billy Price, in favor of Billy Price. Right? So you had Andrew Thomas. You had Xavier McKinney. Right? That's a starter on the defense right there. Matt Parrott really hasn't worked out yet. That's okay. In the offseason, you had Blake Martinez. You had James Bradbury. Traded for Leonard Williams in the season 2 years ago. Hard to believe that's 2 years ago, doesn't it? Because he played. This is his third year on the Giants. Because he played half of 2018. Is it 2018? Because he played all 2019 last year with us. Right, did that last year. This year, you bring Kenny Galladay, bring Doyle Jackson. You draft Azeez Ojulari. You draft Aaron Robinson. You draft Kadarius Toney. Bring in John Ross, who's on the IR. Bring in Kyle Rudolph, who I wouldn't necessarily say is the most talented, but he's certainly leadership on this team. And I think you look at the roster. You looked at the rosters in the past, and you've said this team lacks talent, and that was very obvious. I think this team clearly has talent. It's not the most talented team in the league. Well, I'm not going to claim that. Far from it. Probably middle of the pack talent-wise. But the problem is, right now, is that the talent doesn't seem to be clicking together. Daniel Jones has had very limited time to work with Toney, Galladay, Saquon. Right? He's basically been playing the entire preseason with Shepard and Slayton, who last year, and Ingram, who was our offensive core last year, who obviously underperformed, or maybe performed to what their standards were because they weren't maybe that talented, but they obviously didn't put up enough points last year. So you add Kenny Galladay, you add Kadarius Toney, you bring Saquon back, but he hasn't been able to play with them and generate chemistry with them until the first 2 weeks of the season, where they played arguably two of the top 5 defenses in the league back to back and on a short week in Washington, right? Everybody says the Washington football team's got the best D-line in the league. So look at the Broncos, got the best secondary in the league, right? These are top 5 defenses. Dan Jones didn't look terrible against the Broncos, didn't do enough. He looked pretty damn good against a football team, right? And he wasn't even utilizing Kadarius Toney because he wasn't on the field. That's a Jason Garrett problem. He wasn't utilizing Kenny Galladay. I also think that's a Jason Garrett problem. Saquon played a little bit better. Aside from that big run, though, didn't really do a whole lot. But I think the talent is there, and when it continues to gel and play together more, and you hate Evan Ingram all you want, that dude is open. He's always open. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe he needs to be open less so he'll catch the ball better. Like, I'll trade a little bit of openness for catching, balance it out a little bit. Dude's open. Dude is a dynamic playmaker on the field. He's a mismatch on a linebacker, mismatch on a safety most of the time. We'll see week 4, week 5, week 6. Right, week 3 you need to see the click. You need to see it click a little bit. You need to carry the momentum from week 1, putting up 27 points. Right, 27? Or was it 29? I don't even remember how much we put up. It was 29. The field goal was 30. I don't even remember. It's all a blur. I was losing my mind. I got a headache after that game. Didn't feel like doing anything the whole next day. I had such a headache. But anyway, you ride that offensive wave momentum into week 3. Falcons defense sucks. Let up 32 to the Eagles, who I think overperformed. And I knew the Eagles were going to win that game, or I predicted the Eagles would win that game because I think the Falcons could legitimately end up with the first overall pick. They're that bad. The Eagles did surprise me, though. But is it more Eagles being good or more Falcons being bad? I'd take the latter. You bring all those guys back, you get them some more chemistry. The offense will be set. Defense is different. It's still a lot of talent in defense. Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, James Bradbury, Dory Jackson, Xavier McKinney, Pep, Logan Ryan, Blake. That's talent. That's a good defense. I don't think anybody said the Giants would be a top 5 defense in the league. I think people said they were going to be above average, though. Top 10 last year. They got better pieces. Who says they shouldn't be right around the same? Lost Dalvin Tomlinson, right? But who says they shouldn't be right around the same spot? They looked god-awful. They looked like James Betcher's 2017, 2018 defenses. Was it Betcher in 2017? It was Betcher in 2018. Maybe it was Spagnuolo in 2017. Our defenses haven't looked good. Aside from 2016, when we spent all that money, defense played good for 1 year. Other than that, the past 10 years, defense has been garbage. Looks like that. We can't get off the field on third down. We stopped the run, but then we let up the really big play. We're getting carved in the zone. And the issue with that is we're not getting home on the pressure, right? We're being aggressive, but we're not getting home on the pressure, which leaves our coverage vulnerable. You can rush 5, you can rush 6 if you're getting home. If you're not getting home, you're getting carved, and that's what we're currently in the stage of. But we have the talent, I believe, and I think the biggest leader on this team is Logan Ryan, and he's on that defense. I think he's going to be able to motivate. I think he's a culture setter. I think he's perfect as a team-building, chemistry-building, culture-setting player. He's not the most talented safety in the league. He's probably not a top 10 safety in the league, maybe not even a top 20 safety in the league. But he's a serviceable safety, and what he brings off the field and on the field for leadership-wise, like the non-football stuff, that's where he makes his money. That's where his value is, right? You got McKinney, and Pep, who are more talented, I'd say. Do less off the field, though. They have the talent there. I think, we got the biggest coaching staff in the league. There's got to be somebody that recognizes that, hey, this scheme, different than what we did last year, is kind of the reason we're getting carved up a little bit right here, right? I think you figure that out, right? Like I said, with the 20 coaches, I feel like somebody has to see that. Logan Ryan has to see that. Someone on the defense has to be like, hey, Coach Judge, Coach Pat, this isn't working because of this. Let's try this. Let's go back to what we did last year. And I don't think that's unrealistic. We have a longer week. I'm not saying I think it's unrealistic to think the whole scheme is going to change. But I think it's realistic to believe that, hey, we got 10 days. We went from a short week to a long week. Got a long week from now to the Falcons. I think it's very realistic to assume they're going to be able to draw up some big changes, better game plan, and make something to get some momentum to build on, right? This league is all about what have you done for me lately, right? Looked bad the first 2 games. You look good game 3. You look good game 4. You look good game 5. No one cares what happened week 1 and 2. So what have you done for me lately? And that's a time thing. That's my point number 4. Kind of mentioned it with the offense as well. Hasn't played together. Talent has not been together. The team has not been together. It's week 2. Saquon, it's week 3. It will be week 3 after, game 3 after coming off an ACL injury, right? Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney didn't play any of the preseason. Evan Ingram missed last week the preseason, or he got hurt in that preseason game. Didn't play week 1, didn't play week 2. He's probably not practicing with the team right now, with the trainers. The defense, time is not the culprit there. I think they should be fine time-wise. I think it's the scheme, and I think that gets fixed. I think we're smart enough for that. And that's, like I said, I think we have the pieces there if you put the right scheme together, you put the right game plan together, I think we have the talent in the pieces of the players to be able to be an average to above average defense. And don't get me wrong, there have been player issues, right? There's been missed tackles, there have been missed assignments, but I think the overarching issue with the defense is the scheme. So point number 5, so that's like I said, that's wrapping up time for offense essentially. Wrapping up point number 5, why Giants fans should not give up hope. This is going to be a hotly contested take. Jason Garrett. Everybody hates Jason Garrett. I think if you ask any Giants fan on Twitter, they probably say they hate Jason Garrett. Although Giants Twitter is not representative of the entire Giants fan base, a lot of people think Jason Garrett sucks. A lot of people in the media, Steve Smith, said that he thinks Daniel Jones could be a good quarterback if you get this offensive coordinator out of here. I don't think that's necessarily true. Obviously Daniel did look better. Maybe not look better. He turned the ball over a lot more. But I guess he just put more on display in Pat Shurmur's offense. That's because Pat Shurmur drafted Daniel Jones to be part of his scheme. Jason Garrett doesn't run the same scheme as Pat Shurmur. But I think Daniel has the tools, right? You look at Dak Prescott, right? And listen, Jason Garrett was not calling the plays those last couple of years in Dallas, but I'm sure he had enough to do with the offense, right? I'm not comparing Daniel Jones to Dak Prescott in terms of what they've accomplished, kind of player they are. But I am kind of what kind of player they are. Not what they've accomplished, though. Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Top 7 quarterback in the league. Right. They're mobile. They're big. Dak Prescott's definitely thicker. But they're mobile. They can run with the ball. I think Daniel Jones, a slimmer, thinner, less strong version of Dak Prescott. Right? I mean, that's not the main point of this comparison. I'm not, the main point of my point is not to compare Dak to Daniel. It's saying that Jason Garrett, this is big if, though. So this is, right, you look at the past Dallas teams, you got Dez Bryant, Miles Austin, you got your Kenny Golladay, right? You had your Cole Beasley, that's your Sterling Shepard. Got your Zeke and your DeMarco Murray, that's your Saquon. I really don't remember the Dallas offense that there's a comparison to Kadarius or Darius Slayton. I'm sure there's some depth wide receivers on that team you can compare it to. But I don't think this team, like last year, this team lacked the talent, and Jason Garrett's scheme was very bland because he didn't have anything to work with. I think week 1 was bland because the players hadn't been playing together. So again, not really a lot to work with because you haven't been able to implement and install and get chemistry and all that kind of stuff. Week 2, you saw Jason Garrett's best game called as a Giants coordinator. That was his best game called. Most aggressive, most consistent, most exciting for sure. I thought the offense played pretty good, right? Questionable calls in the red zone, but moving the ball was pretty successful against a good defense too. People keep forgetting this. That's a very good defense out there that we were able to play good against. I think Garrett's offense, people write off Garrett and saying he's too old to be calling plays, right? His offense is too old school, it doesn't work anymore, and I think that's incorrect. I think there are enough coach influences on this team that the offense will be more modern, will continue to expand as the season goes on. Whether you agree with this or not, Judge has kind of put the writings on the wall when he said that the first month of the season is kind of like an extension of the preseason. Kind of building up the reps, building up the game volume. That's a pretty dumb take, I think. Regular season is regular season. You go 0-3 in the regular season like you went 0-3 in the preseason, it's not going to go very well, right? But I think you continue to build up the reps, build the volume, right? Build up the install, build the chemistry. I think there's no reason that this team shouldn't be better. The offense shouldn't be better. And I think Jason Garrett is going to be able to call better games. Like, if he calls the rest of the season marginally better than he did yesterday or Thursday, the offense is going to be fine, especially when you get everybody healthy and people are making more plays. Like, if you have Kenny Golladay running the route that Darius Slayton runs, or Kadarius Toney running the route that Darius Slayton ran when he dropped the touchdown, it could be a good chance it could be a touchdown right there, right? So that the whole night looks a lot better if Darius Slayton catches that ball because we win the game. The whole night looks so much different if that one catch is made. And if you have one of your more talented players running that route, like Kadarius, like Kenny Golladay, maybe even John Ross, right? John Ross might be able to run under that ball. Kadarius Toney's not dropping that. Or Kenny Galladay's not dropping that. Kadarius Toney probably wouldn't drop that, right? Kadarius Toney is the lowest drop percentage of any wide receiver in this draft class this year. I'm just saying. Over the body of work. I think there's reasons for optimism. I think that Giants fans expect greatness. They expect instant results, and that's just not the reality of where this team is at right now. I think this is an 8-9, 7-10, 10-7 team, right around middle. And I think they can get better, and I think they will get better, especially this offense. I think this offense is going to be really good. Defense just needs to be average, and we'll be fine. Yeah, so that's going to wrap it up. I ended about 10 minutes shorter than I did the first time, but like I said, I was getting tired. You know, I recorded for 37 or went live for 37 minutes, and I didn't have my mic on. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Remember to, like, follow me on Twitter, subscribe, comment, suggestions, what you guys liked about this, what you didn't like. Straight up tell me. I'm not going to get butthurt. I want to be better. I want suggestions. I want things, StreamYard advice, streaming advice, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Hopefully y'all have a great day, and go Giants.